Hello lovely theater kids, and welcome back to another Theater Video Thursday. So I just want to start this video off by apologizing for the terrible quality of this video. I need to film it on my phone as well as upload it from my phone because for some reason my computer is having difficulty with Wi-Fi. So anyway, I wanted to make this video today about my best, I'm calling it after show experiences, because one experience is at the stage door and another is being taken backstage after a show. So basically the title is kind of misleading, but same thing. So anyway, this video is going to be kind of short, but I'm trying to make my videos shorter since a lot of the ones I make tend to get really long, and I know you guys don't really enjoy that. So here we go. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my favorite stage door experience. Now, I stage doored this particular show twice. I did see it twice, so I stage doored both times. And so basically, I'm lumping the stage door experience into one. So that show was Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. As you guys know, that show is my baby. I love that show so much. It got me into theater. It got me doing it professionally. So it was only natural that I went and saw it when it was on Broadway. So the first time I saw the show, I was in utter awe. That was the moment where I decided that I wanted to do this professionally. And I went out, I ended up running out the door and was second in line for stage door. And it was incredible to me to meet all of these people, to meet some big name stars like Laura Osnes, it was so incredible to meet her. She's the sweetest human being, guys. She is so genuine and so beautiful. Such a beautiful, beautiful soul in person. And oh my God, she's so great. I had a booklet from her Maury Yeston CD with me, and so I asked her, I was like, could you sign this too? And she looked at it and she was like, oh my God, yes, sure, and was so sweet, took a picture with me and was so nice. And just that entire cast was the sweetest people. Now, one of the cool, sorry, as I said, I have to fill this on my phone, so I'm trying to rest my arm places. So something that was kind of special that first time I saw it was there was someone who was making their Broadway debut. And that particular day, my mom and I had had lunch at Ellen's Stardust Diner. And they had said, oh, well, one of our alums, Marla Mandel, is off doing Cinderella right down the street at the Broadway Theater. And tonight is the Broadway debut of our waiter, Nathan Lucrezio, in that same show, in Cinderella, in the ensemble. And so my mom and I kind of looked at each other. We're like, oh, that's really cool. We got to see him in his Broadway debut. So we saw the show. He was great. We went out to stage door, and he had come out the stage door, and he had never signed stuff before. And I was the first one to ask him. I was like, hey, could you sign my playbill? And we knew it was him because he had flowers in his hands. He had family come. And he had stopped talking to his family for a second and looked over at us, and that's when I asked. I didn't want to be rude and interrupt that. But anyway, so I asked him, and I was like, could you sign my playbill, and can I get a picture with you? And he his face lit up, he smiled, and was like, oh my God, yes, sure. And that was really cool. That I felt kind of special that I got to be his first person to give a signature to. And then the second time I went back to see Cinderella, I had sat in the front row, and Rebecca Luker actually recognized my grandmother and I from sitting in the front row when she came out to stage door. So that was really cool. And I saw Nathan Lucrezio again. He didn't remember me. I didn't say anything about it. But it was so cool to me to see the guy who seeing his Broadway debut in July. And he wasn't really sure about the whole stage dooring thing. And then to see the show again in October and just to see him going down the line, just enjoying himself at the stage door, that was really cool to see. And I really look forward to seeing him do more projects because I think he was absolutely wonderful in Cinderella. And it's kind of cool to say oh, I saw his Broadway debut, and yeah, unintentional, but still really cool. So anyway, the second thing I wanted to talk about my second favorite, oh, that was my hand, there we go. My second favorite after show experience was when I saw Newsies. So at the time I saw it, Leanna Hunt was Catherine. It was the March before they closed. And like closing hadn't been announced yet and stuff like that. But I saw it that March with Leanna. And come to find out, my grandmother had always told me that a friend of hers had a granddaughter who made it on Broadway. She could never remember her name. She knew she had been in Mamma Mia, but the one time we went to New York, her name wasn't on the window card, so we just kind of let it go. And right before I saw Newsies, I got a text message from my grandma saying, "You're going to see Newsies, right?" And I said yes, and she said, "Remember the girl that I was telling you about, my friend's granddaughter? She's the female lead in the show." And I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. That's so cool. And I got a text a few days later from my grandmother saying, "You're going to love me big time." And I was like, why? She was like, "I was talking to Leanna's grandmother about you going to see the show, and she talked to her mom, who talked to Leanna, who said I could be put on the list to go backstage after the show." I had been sitting in one of my college classes and nearly screamed. My roommate at the time had been in class and was like, "What's going on?" And I told her, and she was like, "Oh my God." So anyway, day comes. It was so cool. The show was amazing. And to see someone who had literally grown up like an hour from where I used to live was like make it so big was astounding to me. And she took me backstage. I got to stand in the rent hallway, which is really cool. She was so nice. She came out. She'd never met me before, but like she came out and gave me a big hug, and she was so sweet. And she took me on stage. I'm sorry about that. My phone ran out of memory. So anyway, as I was saying, I went backstage. She was the sweetest person. We talked about life back in Vermont and all of that. And I actually got to sing with her on stage. We sang a couple verses of Watch What Happens together, and it was absolutely magical, and it makes me smile to this day. I still have it on video. I'll add it right now.
Old guy something, and when he tries, just watch what happens. Those kids will live and breathe right on the page, and once they're center stage, you watch what happens. And who's there with her camera and her pen as boys turn into men? They'll storm the gates and then just watch what happens when they do.
Anyway, that video always makes me smile, and it calms me down before I go in the audition room. I always listen to it before I go in an audition room because it always like gets me pumped and like gets me smiling and happy and ready to go. All right, so those are my best stage door and after show experiences. Comment down below your experiences after a Broadway show, and do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video. Do not forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below for more theater videos every week. Also, comment down below what has been your favorite stage door or after show experience. I cannot wait to see you guys next week for another video. I'll see you then. Bye!